Lydia Snow loves music and teaching. For 11 years, she has combined those passions by teaching music at Northeastern Illinois University on Chicago's North Side. But Snow says doing what she most enjoys has become more challenging since her salary was cut nearly in half because of the state budget crisis.
I'm being paid about 40% of what I was paid for the exact same classes a year ago.
Northeastern Illinois University has cut teacher salaries and even some programs just to stay open in the face of a $17 million budget deficit. The university is among 12 public universities that have not received full funding as a result of the stalemate in Springfield.
The idea of self-government is in the first.
Tony Arnold is the Illinois politics reporter for WBEZ Radio.
They still seem very far apart in terms of the core issues that are holding up the budget process, which are the same things that have been there since the beginning. Freezing property taxes, workers' compensation changes, term limits for lawmakers, changing how the legislative districts are drawn.
The raging political battle has left public universities with only partial state funding for nearly 2 years. As a result, state colleges across Illinois have laid off or furloughed hundreds of employees and cut dozens of academic programs.
Northeastern Illinois University in Chicago has done furlough days. Each university is doing its own thing to try to get creative and avoid layoffs, avoid harm to students' educations, but there's still a lot of uncertainty.
The impact has been particularly severe at the state's smaller regional universities that serve as affordable alternatives for minority and low-income students. That includes Northern Illinois University in DeKalb, Western Illinois University in Macomb, Eastern Illinois University in Charleston, and Governor's State in University Park, where Elaine Maimon is the president.
With 2 years with a 70% cut in our appropriations last year and a 50% cut in our appropriations for the year that we're in, we've had to draw on that savings account and on those reserves to meet payroll.
Maimon says those drastic cuts in funding have forced the university to eliminate 35 programs and raise tuition by 15%.
The pressures that we're being put under force us to make decisions in a way that we shouldn't be forced to make.
The pressure is even stronger for administrators as they struggle to attract more students, even as enrollment keeps dropping. Last fall, undergraduate enrollment at Illinois public universities dropped 2%. Chicago State University had the highest decrease, 24%. Eastern Illinois reported a 14% drop, and Northern Illinois University reported a decrease of 5%. Christine Wang is a junior at NIU. She has noticed the difference on campus.
The campus feels a lot more empty. It's not as bustling as it was my freshman year.
Wang is the speaker of the Student Senate at NIU.
What is your way of putting together revenue?
She was one of 4 students from regional universities to participate in a discussion with legislators at Governor's State University last month. In spite of protests by students and instructors in Springfield, Illinois' political leaders are no closer to a deal, and that deadlock is making it difficult for public universities to borrow money. Last month, the rating agency, Standard & Poor's, lowered the credit scores of 5 state universities to junk bond status, and others faced the same threat.
It means that their bond ratings are just really bad. And what that means is that they're going to have a harder time borrowing to keep afloat, to have low interest rates on what they do borrow.
Experts caution even if the state approves a temporary or full budget, it could take universities years to recover. Barbara Gelman-Danley is the president of the Higher Education Commission.
Higher education is the economic engine for Illinois. There have been many studies over the course of the years about the impact on the economy from colleges and universities. If our colleges and universities do not do well, we are impacting the local communities and other areas in the state where they exist.
Meanwhile, students, instructors, and administrators hope legislators will see the impact their budget stalemate is having on Illinois universities before it is too late.
When legislators are unable to pass a budget that is beneficial for these students, that ensures their success in the future, that's not fair to them.
There has to be an investment in education, public education, and that needs to come from the government.
We are the institutions that create an educated citizenry and that make society better, that make the state better.